Because according to Cenk Uygur, who spoke to my good friend, says that Hasan played a basketball game with Dave Rubin.
We're having a ball.
Okay? And that Dave Rubin crossed him up, i.e. did a crossover and or took him to the rack so bad that Hasan's back injuries that he complains about are literally from Dave Rubin.
I will be on this tomorrow. That I guarantee you all, okay? I promise every single one of you, I will ask him to his face tomorrow. So I need to ask you, Cenk, is any of this true?
So there is a quasi TYT basketball game on Sundays, okay? And it's in a secret undisclosed location. And it's with other folks that are not at TYT as well. And it is true that Dave Rubin did play at that game when he was here. And it is true that Hasan Piker also played at that game.
Okay, let's see what all the hype's about. Apparently Dave Rubin out b-balled Hasan.
Now, I'm going to preface anything you say by saying that I'm absolutely a simp for Hasan, so don't be mad at me, Hasan. So without further ado, take it away, Cole.
Listen, first of all, I want to preface Hasan, my dude. You know, when I got in the debate with another debate bro and kind of threatened that individual, Hasan understood why I did it. Okay? That was actually the last time I spoke to him because I DM'd him about that. He's like, yeah, Michael says you cool. And I'm like, yeah, Hasan's always been a good dude. And I also want to say, you know, Andre, you know, rocks with Hasan. You know, he's been on a show, etc. Like this is all jokes. But is it though? Because according to Cenk Uygur, who spoke to my good friend, who I mentor, the young up and coming Ravana, shout out to Ravana, you know,
Yes.
From TYT, says that Hasan played a basketball game with Dave Rubin.
We're having a ball.
Okay? And that Dave Rubin crossed him up, i.e. did a crossover and or took him to the rack so bad that Hasan's back injuries that he complains about are literally from Dave Rubin.
Oh wow, okay, these are some very serious claims here. Very serious claims. This is massive. Massive if true. First off, I cannot see Rubin being that good of a baller, just to be totally honest. Like, I don't know. He's terrible at everything he does, from stand-up to hosting to high-level ideas. It sounds so sus. He's been speaking about it for years. Hasan, wretched for hiding this. The left must disavow.
Well, as the kids would say, sounds like Dave Rubin blew Hasan back out. Now, when asked, formerly known as Andre Demi's brother Q. Now, when Hasan asked Q to come on and talk about, you know, when the riots were happening, you know, Hasan's always looked at Q to, you know, give him a good perspective, you know, things like that, right? Q actually on Twitter said,
everyone does.
You know, your uncle and things like that. The streets are saying that you got crossed up by Dave Rubin. Hasan replied, now, you know, the number one money-making political streamer in our ecosystem. Don't just be replying. He replied with something like, oh, I didn't get, you know, but we did play. Now, shout out to Marcus of Left Lane Bets.
Oh, wow. Okay, so we now have verification they did indeed play basketball together. The plot thickens.
Black man. Me. Black man. Q. Black man. When we see that, oh, so a game took place, but you're not saying what happened, in the black community, that's cause for response. Okay? Now, I'm not saying Hasan doesn't care about black issues. I mean, I literally covered a 3-part series about how in Tennessee they're jailing they were jailing these kids for made-up crimes, etc. But right now, this is a basketball issue. This supersedes that as a black issue. Okay, Hasan? All right, like this is the number one issue in Black America as far as Twitch right now. Dave Rubin crossing anyone up. First of all, apparently Dave Rubin is 6 feet tall. Dave Rubin's 6 feet tall. Like, okay, so he can ball.
Okay, that's the first thing I could easily verify true or not. All right, let's look up his Wikipedia. It's most likely gonna have his height. That's the first I've heard of this. I didn't know, but still, isn't Hasan like 6'3" or 6'4" or something? American political commentator. Blah blah blah. Oh no, it doesn't have his height on here. I might need some further investigating then.
Apparently, Dave Rubin can ball.
We need a fact check on this. I
Yeah.
refuse to believe anything about Dave
they did
Rubin
it.
that
This is according to his uncle
Oh shit! It's been verified. 6 feet. Fuck! It's going down.
Cenk Uygur. This is corroborated by Ravana. But listen to me, Mike. I have contacted one of the upper echelon, the face of TYT. I will not reveal who they are. And I texted. I said, "Hey, you know Hasan, blah 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 blah, this and that. Like, do you think you could come on?" You know, they were like, "Even if it's just for 15 minutes, I am busy, but I will pull up. I will
Oh
pull."
my
I was
God.
like, so I've been tweeting Hasan, Q tweeted Hasan, this and that, and he's not replying. Now it's okay to ask black people to come on his show, this and that and the other to cover it. We good with that, right? That's cool. I told you, Hasan always been cool, right? But when black people ask to come on black shows to talk about, hey, you know, did you get crossed up by Dave Rubin? Let me tell you something. If Dave Rubin crossed me up, I'm committing a flagrant foul on that court right then and there. Okay, I am not allowing high-level ideas to do me dirty like that. Okay, that's not gonna happen. You know, and I'm just thinking. Shout out to my friend Michael Brooks. You know, R.I.P. Shout out to my father Sam Cedar. You know, I got to be honest, Mike. If you know he's not gonna respond, maybe you know. I know you got your fans to unratio a video. Maybe you could have them ask, "Hey, can you guys ask Hasan why won't you come on Log Off already? Our non-politics show."
Ooh, this is way bigger than the house. This is going to be one of the biggest stories of all time. Can't believe more people aren't talking about this.
That I have with Andre Domis and Nia Cola. Shout out to Nia Cola, my economist at queer_money. One of your first supporters, Mike, as I told you. With that said, y'all need to tweet Hasan and ask, when are you going to come and answer Andre Domis and Nicole James Cash about black issues like you getting crossed up by Dave Rubin? All we want him to do is come on. You know, all we want him to do is come on and answer these questions. Marcus from Left Flank Vets wants to know too. I mean, Shank ain't lying. Ravana can corroborate, and one of the main members of TYT is willing to come on. Yet, I guess, you know, when you're doing a black show with black people, I guess, you know, you gotta wait for the white man to just reach down and give you that Hasan stimulus package. You know how Drake be doing the, you know, like he'll guest on songs? That's the Drake stimulus. This is a Hasan stimulus.
Top 100 crossovers of all time.
I'm sorry, okay, I'm done.
This is the most investigative journalism I've seen on something since fucking Watergate. Like this is
Now hold on, it's going to be a bit difficult, but I want all of you to visualize what is going on in these highlights, but obviously superimpose both Dave Rubin and Hasan into them. Please don't do blackface in your minds. All right, I don't want to create that, but just try to visualize what actually happened behind the scenes here.
It's incredible, the digging that you did to uncover the details.
I mean, Mike, I literally have teamed with Brooke Binkowski on this anti-mask stuff. Shout out to Brooke Binkowski, one of the best debunkers in the world in America. And I told her about this. She's like, "What? This happened?"
Quite delicious.
You know, the real Mike. Thank you for being human
Quite
before me,
delicious.
TV. Thank you for covering the real issue. This isn't about Hasan and all the money he make in the mansion. No. Because when you step on that court, Hasan, it's just you. Okay, it's just you. Can't nobody save you. But you can save yourself getting roasted from black people on Twitch by appearing on the show. That's all you got to do. Come holler at us.
Honestly, if
These are
him
unreal,
going
by the
on
way.
your show stops him from getting
It's number
roasted,
one.
I honestly would make the case that this is good for the left overall. Like, we have
Yes.
to bury this story, and if you're actually threatening to release
Yeah,
this
don't let it get
story,
out of control.
This could hurt the left.
I mean,
Here's the thing. What if the right gets a hold of this first? And what if they start talking about it? It's fucking game over. This is coming from someone who has absolutely zero athletic ability, okay? I'm not trying to throw shade on Hasan's skills. I'm sure in virtually any sport we played, he would dominate me, except for maybe badminton or Greco-Roman wrestling. But outside of that, yeah, absolutely dominate me. But all that being said, I mean, Dave Rubin, it's going to be really hard to shake this one.
Trying to expand on it, but we need him there. We need him to show up. If you could just ask your
Oh,
fans to
foosball.
ask
Yeah,
him.
I'm really good at foosball.
You know, I'm just an innocent American immigrant with questions. Okay? That's
Folks,
all.
no, you know what, Cole? You don't get to play that when you're trying to give Dave Rubin credibility. Dave Rubin, This
True.
is serious.
Every
Hasan
day
just
he
go on
ignores
the
us,
show.
it gives Dave Rubin the credibility. You're right. You're right. Every day he ignores us, it gives credibility to Dave Rubin. that
Oh
you
yeah,
got
me
done
and Hasan
dirty on that
we were
basketball.
balling, and I crossed him.
Dave
It was
Rubin,
great.
Like actually one-upping anyone
broke his
on
back.
anything. It does honestly hurt me and sends me to a dark place. So I want it to be wrong, but I suspect that is true. But I would love for Hasan to go on your program
Thank you.
and debunk this. I
you.
absolutely unequivocally endorse this because Hasan,
High
we have
level
to bury the
moves.
story. It can't. I mean, Cole's not bluffing. Cole's gonna release
No.
the.
No.
He's gonna spill it. He's gonna release the tapes. Is there tapes?
no.
am I?
Yeah,
am
is there
I-
tapes?
Shank
We
ain't
need to know.
lying. Shank ain't never lied. Shank ain't never lied. You know?
Wait, so Jank has the tapes? Okay,
serious.
hold up,
This is
hold
a-
up. I can contribute to this. All right, I'm going on TYT tomorrow for the show, and Jank is going to be there. I can ask him behind the scenes questions about this. Does this exist? Is there footage of this? Can I get access? Do you verify the story? Yes or no? I will be on this tomorrow. That I guarantee you all. Okay, I promise every single one of you. I will ask him to his face tomorrow. All right, I can record it. I'm not gonna do it live on the TYT show because obviously they're gonna be like, okay, so Lance, what do you happen to think about this first stage of the Rittenhouse trial? Well, I'd like to begin by saying there's a much bigger controversy surrounding America right now, Jank, and here exactly. Like, I'm not gonna do anything like that. Okay, not gonna do anything, but I will ask him. Because you have these weird like little gaps in between like commercial breaks and everything where they all just like, I don't say anything. I just sit there like this and then they're all just talking to each other. But I can actually, Jank, I have a very serious question I got to ask you. I don't often have this opportunity, but you know?
Serious situation. And
Yes.
I'm either way, I hope that the best outcome is what happens. And that is to protect the left by
Yes.
never giving Dave Rubin a win. So
I
Hasan
didn't
is still
realize
on their
from
program.
the perspective that yes, it is harming the left.
The
him not
entire left.
discussing this. Yes, you can't let these things linger. You know,
And at this point, I think we would probably need a rematch, right? Like I think both opponents can train to the best of their abilities. We can have the whole thing be televised, fundraise a whole bunch of money, you know, for the IWW or maybe the union the union drive that Hasan is doing right now with his T-shirt sales, and like we got to just let this play out. We got to let it play out.
Oh my
can't let
God.
these things. Mike. Thank you so much, man. Out of everything I could have said, all the political stuff I could have covered, this is the real issue. Thank you.
Okay, he's terrible now, all right? I'm terrible always, but I know for a fact people who were half decent at one point or another, they can get a lot of that back. It's never too late. It's never too late, champ. You can get it back. I believe in you. Come on. All he needs, honestly, is one good training montage. That's it. If he has one good training montage, it's set. All right, so we'll get him a really good coach. We'll get a training montage. We'll do the whole works. Will Neff can do the montage. He's the montage king already. You get all that 80s music, the water pouring on people, all that kind of stuff. I think it's gonna be great.
Thank you so much, Mike.
Why isn't anybody else talking?
I just want to call commentator. I can do it in various voices. Okay, I can do it as Dave Rubin the entire time. It doesn't matter. Mike, put me in.
About this? I feel like this is kind of a big thing.
I don't
that
know, man.
A lot of people. Would you? Let me just ask, because you're basically you're on the ground now. You're a journalist.
Yes.
Would this make me a journalist for covering this? Do I get to graduate from commentator to journalist for covering this?
This is Pulitzer level. This is Pulitzer level revelations here. Because, like I said, you have the face, and I told you who it was offline. The face of TYT who says absolutely, even if it's just 15 minutes. You know how busy they are, okay? And then you have Ravana from TYT. I mean, come on,
no, I haven't.
Hasan afraid?
Jordan said he didn't
Did
have
he
one,
leave
so
TYT because
there was
of what
that
happened
problem.
with Dave Rubin? We don't know.
We're getting a rematch in though.
We can only ask him.
How quickly the left wants to eat their own. How
I know.
quickly the
We're
left
trying
will
to
eat
stop
their
it.
own.
We're trying to. I said, Marcus.
We're part of the
Marcus
problem.
from Left Flank Vets. Don't do it to him, please.
Oh yeah, Austinox. I didn't even think about that. Fuck. Austinox is. Oh, he's gonna be able to recreate the whole thing. He's gonna make a Dave Rubin AI, and then the Dave Rubin AI is gonna go up against the Hasan AI. He's actually gonna be able to recreate the whole thing. Fuck. Imagine if Eamon Animations gets a hold of this story. Eamon Animations could actually just give us a recreation Tomo News style. Then we'll have that too. Holy fuck. Oh man, the left is doomed. The left is utterly and thoroughly doomed. Yeah.
All right, back on TYT, Jenk, JR, and Lance with you guys. We got a couple of stories prepared, but I like that Lance has got internet drums for us. So Lance, why don't you take it away and tell us what it's about?
Okay, well, I got to give a shout out first to the Humanist Report and Cole James Cash for breaking this exclusive story. It was obviously a ground shaker for anyone who's terminally online, but it goes as follows. Apparently, back in the day on the TYT network, Dave Rubin was playing basketball with Hasan Piker, and he absolutely destroyed him. He rolled him to such a degree that it actually is responsible for the current back injury that Hasan Piker now has at the hands of high-level ideas, Dave Rubin. So I need to ask you, Jenk, is any of this true?
So there is a quasi TYT basketball game on Sundays, okay, and it's in a secret, undisclosed location, and it's with other folks that are not at TYT as well. And it is true that Dave Rubin did play at that game when he was here, and it is true that Hasan Piker also played at that game. How many times did they play together? Probably not that many. Haas came out less than Rubin did, so did he cause the? There's a couple of very important questions. The internet has questions. We have answers.
Yep.
Okay. So JR also plays at that game, as do many other people that are here, and so. Who was the better player seems to be part of the question. And then did Dave hurt Hasan's back? Okay. No, I have no recollection of Dave Rubin ever hurting Hasan's back. I don't think that was an issue at all. In fact, Hasan hurt his knee in basketball, not his back, as far as I remember. I could double check with him later, but that's my recollection of it. And then he stopped coming because his knee was hurt. And so I don't believe that has anything to do with Dave Rubin at all. But I'm amused by the idea. I mean, look, it's absurd on its face that Rubin was so good at basketball that it hurt Hasan's back. What does that even mean? Okay, so who was better is a fun question. Maybe I'll get to that in a second. But Jared, do you recollect anything between Hasan and Dave at all back then? Because remember, back then we're all friends. Yeah. There's no conflict at all.
Yeah, there was. So here's the thing. It's a bunch of it's a schlep league basketball, right? And so anytime someone with any kind of actual size shows up, that's an adversary, right? If you have to play against him. Hasan was that guy. What is he, 6'4", 6'5"?
Yeah, he's 6'4". He's a big guy.
He's a solid guy, and he's competent with the basketball in his hand. I wouldn't call him Kobe Bryant, but I would say he at least knows what a basketball is supposed to do. So anytime someone has to guard Hasan, it was like a bit of a task because all he has is he can lean on you. And Dave Rubin, I think he outweighed Dave by a good 50 pounds, 60.
No, I don't think Dave ever covered Hasan.
That's the thing. Like, you wouldn't put him
sense at all.
And you wouldn't put Hasan on Dave.
But the big question remains, because of all the things that Dave Rubin is terrible at, I would assume basketball and sports in general would be high on that list. But that to me is a bigger revelation than anything, that he's an incredible baller and that he was also able of putting some moves on Hasan. Is that true?
Okay, so that's a real question and a good question. By the way, on Hasan, just now that you reminded me who's covering him, there's no way Dave ever covered him. We'd never be that negligent and put Dave on Hasan, right?
It must have been vice versa, since Dave was so good, as the rumor goes.
Right.
That Hasan was covering him and he hurt his back, right?
It makes no sense, right? No, if we had a big guy would cover Haas. If not, we'd have to put a round guy like me. I'm trying to box him out of the paint, at least on weight. Right?
I always got the Hasan assignment.
And JR would get that.
And I'm 6 feet tall. He's significantly taller than me.
Yeah. Okay, now to the real question. How are they both? First, let's start with the easy one, Hasan. So I agree with JR. So since Hasan is competent in basketball and he's gigantic, it's pretty hard to stop him. And so, and we're hacks, right? We're all okay at basketball. So it's not like Haas won every game. No, of course not, right? There's other good players, people, shooting threes, et cetera, right? But Haas was a good player and he was hard to stop, okay? Dave, interesting revelation, a pretty good player, okay? Now, his best shot was the three-pointer, he almost exclusively took 3-pointers.
Yeah.
So he would almost never drive in. His passing was okay. I don't remember it one way or another. His defense was generally bad, except he had a specialty, and this is so fun.
I don't remember that.
Okay. His specialty was blocking people's shot from behind.
What?
And perhaps it should have been foreshadowing for us that he would attack us from behind. Do you remember this? He would even block 3-pointers because he'd hang out all the way in the back, and then when you're going to shoot, he would get it from behind and hit the ball.
I never knew this.
And it's not a bad play. It was legal. It wasn't a foul, and you wouldn't even see him coming, which again should have told us something. Anyway, but from time to time, he'd block your shot from behind, which I thought was like interesting defense, like because he's not anywhere near the ball, he's behind the ball, and he would do that. But it was a fine play, nothing wrong. So overall, Dave was 6 out of 10. Not a bad player.
The thing is, Dave hurt himself pretty badly playing with us. It was like an ankle or a knee or something. Maybe it was like a high ankle thing, and he was out for a while. And then we tried to come
Rubin
back and
was?
still, yeah.
Oh, I don't remember
Because
that.
he drove, I think, this is very a cloudy memory. He drove to the lane, like you say, he didn't do much. And he got in the trees, and he stepped on someone, or his foot went sideways. All that stuff happened. So that could have been the thing that happened to him.
Okay, one last question.
I mean,
then.
I know that. I feel like I remember that happening to him.
Okay, I have one last pressing question. Between the two of you, what 2 players would you assemble to create the TYT NBA Jam Dream Team? And that can include any old cast members, including Jimmy Dore.
No, Jimmy doesn't play basketball. Yeah, there's 2 guys who played basketball who now are not great folks. But Dave Rubin's one of them. I'll leave the other one out. But no, Jimmy never played. He's not athletic like that. So the all-star team, I mean, if we're doing 5 people, we play 4-on-4 because it's a smaller court. But me, JR, Steve-O, and Hasan. So that would be, wouldn't that be your top 4?
Of TYT folks.
Yeah. So Steve-O was part of the Aggressive Progressives, and Steve is a really good player, surprisingly good player. And so those 4 were good.
He likes doing little dirty moves here and there. Steve knows, and he laughs about it afterwards. He does little things.
Oh,
little nudges.
Yeah.
We should talk about blocking from behind. He doesn't block from behind. He's the one who steals from behind.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
That's that guy.
Now I got to watch out.
Everyone who plays basketball, anyone who plays any kind of pickup basketball, knows there's certain kinds of players. So when you describe the certain kind of player, everyone has played against the guy who blocks you from behind, or who doesn't play defense, or who waits for the cherry pick, or then who, once you get beat, he wraps his hand around and fouls you. All that stuff. And then says, "Where's the foul? I just stripped the ball." So all that, we know who these players are. So, and it's fine. You know, everyone has their thing. Jake shoots mid-range to 3-pointers. That's his gig. That's cool. That's what works for him. And he gets inside and he'll bang on you a little bit. That's what works. It's fine. But the thing is like, then if you put a bigger guy on Jank, as he pointed out, that's his weakness. Because then they can lean on him a little bit. Then he's trying to get his shot off. Jank gets tired. He's not shooting that well anymore. I got Jank's, like, I got him on lock.
This is supposed to be us. He turns it around.
He's on fire.
I'm such an ass.
All right, you know what? If I had to pick a 5th, honestly, it's not Ricky Strom. It's not Jason.
Oh, Ricky.
Okay. I'm just kidding. It'd have to be between Dave Rubin and Ben Mankiewicz. And on grudges alone, I'm going Ben Mankiewicz.
Yeah. Really?
Dave Rubin can
Ben
bowl. All right. That's good to know.
They're similar players. That's odd. That's weird. Yeah. They play similarly. Except Ben is like the defense. He's the guy. Sorry, we're taking so long on this. Ben is the guy who, if he isn't supposed to be guarding someone like Hasan, he'll be like, "I got him." And that's what you love about Ben Mankiewicz. He'll put his nose in there, bro. He did it to me. I was like, Ben, come on, bro. He stuck his nose in there, got it hit by an elbow or something, and I was like, sorry, bro. He's gritty. Ben Mankiewicz is a gritty player. Props to Ben.
Yes, we're easy Ben Mankiewicz to round out the team. Okay, all right. Okay, now that the internet questions have been answered, the mysteries have been solved. No,
have they though?
Yeah, no. Rubin didn't do it. He never guarded Haas. Haas would have run over him so quick. Rubin is such a soft defender. Okay, no, there's no way. That would have been basketball malpractice to let Dave Rubin guard Hasan Piker.
I mean, and even if he was cool with us now, the same thing would be said. It's not like that's
Yeah.
okay.
No, look at how honest I was. I even consider him for the top 5. And I say he's not that bad a player. Offensively, his 3-pointer's not bad. Okay, all right.
Okay.
Debunked.
This will come down to who can deliver the lower propensity and mid propensity voters.
To our gods, Xander Corvus and Peyton L. Just, we will build a ladder to heaven to deliver you the daily news. To our monarch, Tom Spiker, we are your most humble of clownish jesters. To our lords, Trevor R. and Alexander Thaler, you have our undying fealty. To our knights of the round table, Nate, that one guy, Hagbird Celine, Matthew Scarborough, Stellar Vision, Ariana McCarthy, Daniel Sutton, Ants Are Still Running the World, Coulter Smith, Tom Groh, Val 9000, Jenna Tal, Quiet 185, Anna Loves Riley, Riley and Anna, Omni, Poodlehawk, The Tim Caucus, Multimondi, Trevor Janis, Lemmy 101, Anthropophojak, Saren 42, Chronic to Hemphog, Catherine, Radical Maniac, Ramon Acosta, Incosin, Violent Orchard, Sophie Baby, Political Puppy, Andreas Chiringuito, Zach Christensen, Josh Mickelson, Todd Buckingham, and Todd Lajeunesse. We shall meet you in the tavern, and we raise a drink, and we salute you.